Now, good morning to all of you out there and welcome to another one of my videos. Well, this morning was a pretty easy journey, I have to say. It was an hour to get here. We're fishing into the North Sea as opposed to our normal venue down on the south coast or along the south coast. I like fishing here, particularly in the winter, because the conditions along the south coast can get a little bit challenging and you're generally here a little bit sort of protected by what's behind us and where the prevailing wind normally comes from. Now, we're going to go and ask Andy what he's fishing on the bottom of his rods. I've asked him several times now. We've taken several takes, but the idiot here had it on slow-mo, not on the normal video setting. So let's go and ask again. So, for all the people out there, Andy, what do you got on your rods?
It's mackerel on a pennel rig on a heavier rod, and a 2-foot flapper with ragworm and squid.
You've said that like you've not said it before.
Practice.
Yeah.
Just like the fishing. Practice.
No, cool. And that, for all of you out there, is the view that we have out here today. Well, additions. What is up with your face and getting words out? What's going on? The conditions couldn't be any different to what we were fishing in yesterday. It's such a chalk and cheese contrast. Puff of wind, calm sea, little overcast, maybe some rain, but I can deal with that. Lots of ships to and froing. Andy's got 3 rods out now. I'm sticking with 2, so big bait on one, scratching rig on the other. Simon Sherwood, if you're watching, fellow, yeah, we will get down your neck of the woods and get in contact, fellow. We'll probably aim to maybe head down that way when it's a little weed free, maybe sort of end of October, beginning of November. Dave, if you're watching, chap, from Folkestone, Dave the train driver, I'll give you a bell, and I'm going away for a week, but once I'm back we'll get down to sort of out your neck of the woods, and you can give us a bit of a helping hand. A few of you asked how the mother-in-law was. Well, yeah, no change there really. She's got this obsession now with the recycling bin. So I know this is pretty sad and very juvenile, but I'm a little obsessive about planning and straight lines, and maybe that's the ex-military brainwashing I've had, I don't know. So we have a paper recycling bin that's collected on Friday. I put it out on a Thursday night. Anyway, I put it out on a Thursday night. It's emptied, I bring it back, I put it in. We've got sort of a utility room, narrow passage. Bin goes here. You walk out and go down the side of the house. Anyway, had more paper. Go to find the bin, no bin. Where's the bin? Go and ask the mother-in-law. Well, I don't know. Well, it's not there. The dog hasn't moved it, the rats haven't moved it, so where's the bin? Well, maybe I did move it. Where'd you move it to? Well, I put it out the front. It needs to be emptied. No, it doesn't need to be emptied, it's just been picked up. No, it hasn't. Oh, it has. No, it hasn't. And then those immortal words, I find that very strange. And I'm slowly knocking them onto the big stone. Anyway, I move it back. Post comes, open post, bits of paper, crap, rubbish, go to recycling bin, walk out of door, and I fall over the recycling bin because it's been moved from here to here, right by the door as I step out, and I nearly smash my head into the fence the other side. So to say I was a little knacked off was an understatement. So I went ripping into the house, telling myself my wife was on my shoulders and I was to calm down, and in my most reasonable voice asked, why do you keep moving the bin? Well, the paper's getting wet. It doesn't matter whether the paper gets wet or whether the paper is dry. It doesn't matter. Well, yes, it does. Well, where does it say it matters? Well, how are they going to recycle it if it's wet? It doesn't matter. It all gets mashed up. Well, I find that very strange. Anyway, I gave up. I put the bin back, and so what I'm going to do is drill a hole through it, put a chain on it, and padlock it to something. I then had to go and sit down, have therapy, and drink beer. But yeah, my wife doesn't want to hear about it anymore. She just comes home and goes, nope, don't say anything. So I've given up saying anything now. So now I use this as my therapy, along with fishing, and thank goodness I've got fishing. But surprisingly, Andy hasn't caught any fish yet. Now I don't know whether that's a good sign or a bad. Hello. My wife would covet your dog.
Yeah.
We used to have one of these and they are just delightful.
Absolutely.
Hello you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very anxious. Yeah, mine was a bit anxious as well. It was all a little strange. My dog was called Jethro.
Oh,
And what's this one called?
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah.
Hello Molly.
Yeah.
I know, it's all a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Jethro always looked, even though he was happy, he always looked really sad.
Yeah.
He always looked like really, really
depressed.
depressed.
Mm.
Hello. Oh, yes. Hello. Oh, you want to play now, don't you? Does he get worried, though, that he's got shorter legs? Does he ever look at the other dog and think, hold on a minute, what's going on? Yeah. And then this one's going, look at my legs.
Yeah.
Where are yours?
Exactly. When
Yeah. So what variety is this one then?
Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu. You've got to say that carefully. Nice to meet you. Anyway, you have a lovely day. You take care.
Happy fishing.
Yeah, cheers, fellow. No. Now, yesterday when I posted the video, some of you will understand, you put like captions on the front of the video and you have to kind of dream up, captions that kind of describe, so when people are flicking through they can go, well, I'd like to watch this, or no, I don't want to watch this. And I was going to put something that alluded to the fish whisperer over there, but keep it short and have FW. So I did a little with some various words with FW on it, and I always run it past my wife and say, well, what do you think? She said, well, you can't have FW. I said, well, why? She said, well, you've got Andy and then FW. People will get the wrong idea. And I'm going, well, FW. Then the penny dropped. So I changed it. But yeah, you have to be quite careful when you're using certain words because people have quite a lot of imagination, let's put it that way. A lot of swallows singing around here today. But no bites. So the one day we can actually see the bites and it's calm, we're not getting any bites. A few of you out there will have watched Danny Ongley, who comes down here a few times. I'd say this is kind of a localish beach for him. And he has a really good helper called Amy. So Danny, if you're watching, big up Danny. But an even bigger up for Amy. You do a cracking job, Amy. Your talking to camera is really professional, I have to say. And you are a YouTuber of the future. So I hope you're well. Not really caught a lot. Well, in fact, we haven't caught anything thus far. Tide is coming in, water's a bit cloudy, a little bit of weed, not much, but nothing. A couple of crabs, little itty bitty ones, but ever hopeful. So we've still got 9, 10, 11, another couple of hours in, and I can see fish moving out here. I don't know what they are, but there's fish definitely on the surface are doing. Well, at least I suppose that's a good sign that there are fish moving around. I don't know whether they're mackerel or whether they're bass or what they are, but yeah, fingers crossed. It's a nice day. So, reel in time. Well, the tide is still trundling up. This has got the bigger bait on it, which hasn't really been doing an awful lot. Yeah. It doesn't feel very weedy or fishy. Now, what do I do? Do I put a new one on there? Yeah? No, but something's obviously moved it, hasn't it? But why would it do that? It's not got any weed on it. Right, chuck it back out. Oh, a little bit of excitement there, just for a moment. Yeah. Or maybe I should have left it. Because it's not weed and it wasn't a snag, you can see. So, yeah. Bloody hell, that's irritating. Right. I'm glad I got you here. Yeah. You're saving me from that old man's moment. Right. Let's whiz this out as far as I can get it. That kind of typically was what rays tend to do. Well, thornbacks, and I possibly should have left it a little longer, but there you go. Well, something's going on this right hand rod. So something's picked this up. It is doing stuff, but this time I'm going to be patient. There's definitely something. It was doing all of this, but be patient.
Definitely a bit more tight.
Yeah, and it swung the other way as well, hasn't it? Yeah. Right, I'll be patient and see if it was the tide. We'll know whether it was or not, won't we? I think your theory, the tide, is the right one. Right, I'm going to change the bait. Another juicy offering on there. So, 6 hours have gone by. No bites for Andy, no bites for me. Loads of crabs. Came here all happy this morning, looked at the sea, thought, yeah, it's fishy, and particularly after yesterday with the ruddy hurricane storm going crazy. Oh, fishing. But we keep changing baits. I put a pop-up on here now to kind of take it out of the crab's gob, and all we can do is just keep changing baits. So I'm going to give a big shout out to Lee Baker. Lee, if you're watching, fellow, big thumbs up for you. I was feeling a bit down in the dumps because we've been fishing here all day and nothing. And then I got your message about you and your mate fishing for mackerel, him catching changing rods, etc., etc. Him using your rod catching fish, you using his not. Yeah, kind of story of my life, really. So much so, this morning I thought, you know what, when I've had a shave, I won't put any aftershave on. Maybe it's the aftershave, the fish can smell. But thanks for your message, chap. It really, really cheered me up. It made Andy and I chuckle. And he, for a change, has not had a bite either. So we have tried everything. It's now coming up to 3. So we've been here, well, we got here, I suppose, a couple of minutes past 7. Andy was fishing at about 7:15. We fished all day. Nothing we could really say was a bite. Nothing we could really say was a fish taking the bait. We've had crabs and more crabs. I'm just fishing a bluey at the moment. Andy's still got 3 rods out. Chap down there hasn't had much joy. The others have all gone. So I am going to go home and drink beer. And as ever, thanks to all of you out there. Thanks for all the lovely comments. And I can't believe I'm now over 700 subscribers as of today. How cool is that? And that's all thanks to you lot out there. So look after yourselves. It's kind of pity I didn't catch any fish today. I didn't catch any fish yesterday. I may go tomorrow because I've got a wee bit of bait left over, but I'll kind of have a look at the weather. I don't know if I can face another long drive somewhere, but I'll see. Better than sitting at home. So to all of you out there, look after yourselves, take care, enjoy your week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.